Welcome to the Merch Minds podcast, where we discuss everything about the Merch by Amazon business and the print-on-demand industry. Here are your hosts, Glen and Yong.
Merch Informer is the #1 research program for Merch by Amazon. You can do niche research by BSRs, keywords, and even by merchant brand names at your fingertips. You can explore historical data to see exactly what strategies the top sellers are using to succeed. Merch Informer was designed to help streamline your research process and help organize your ideas. Head over to merchinformer.com for a free 3-day trial, and after that, it's just $19.99 per month. Use the coupon code MERCHMINDS for 15% off the entire order.
Merch Minds podcast, episode number 82. It's super hot out here, like 99 degrees. Young was wearing a jacket. Where are you at?
It's 99 degrees over there?
Yeah, it's out of control hot. These pits, they're bumping.
Yo, I damn nearly lost my lunch just now.
You just took a huge dump before the podcast, so you should be good.
What? Dude, you know what? It's actually like cloudy out right now. I was wearing a jacket, which is really, really unusual for California this time of the year. But it is chilly. I was wearing a light jacket just a few minutes ago. What's going on, dude? It's been a couple of weeks since we talked.
Yeah, it's been a good while. I actually think we have a lot of stuff to get to, which is good because
I don't
you were out.
Yeah, I don't even think we have a specific topic, but we do have a lot to talk about.
Well, we got to talk about your Vegas trip. Pretty much, I want to know. We haven't talked since then, so I need to know every single.
I'm not telling you nothing. Okay, I'm not telling you nothing.
The good and the bad, like the good as far as like merch collab and whatever else is coming out, and the bad were like you and RJ hung over drinking, and we need both sides of these stories.
I was not hungover, but yeah, no, we'll talk about everything. Let's talk numbers first. I'll start. Okay, last 7 days, 75 shirts sold, product purchase $1,549.16, estimated royalty $377.46, and 1 return.
And did you upload anything the last week or two?
Dude, I have. I uploaded a crap load last night. I uploaded a bunch earlier this morning. So I have been uploading. I haven't now when I was in Vegas, I didn't do anything as far as uploading.
Okay.
But when I got back, since I've gotten back, I have been uploading, and we'll talk about that more here in a few minutes. What's going on with your numbers, man?
Last 7 days, 143 products sold, 2 returns. Estimated royalties $489.89.
489?
Yeah.
So what's going on?
Which is
like, right?
Well, that's the lowest it's been. It's the lowest because I think it's like midday. But the last 4 or 5 days, I was at like 600 something range. So it's been the lowest of the last week. But today I've sold 10. I think yesterday I sold like 25. Before that, I sold 20 something. So it's been good. I mean, hasn't really. I should still make a little bit over 2,000 this month for May. So it hasn't been too bad, actually.
Okay. Well, I'm probably on pace to do maybe 1,600, 1,800, which is a significant drop considering, as most listeners should know, I've been doing consistently $3,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Last month I did just a little under 2,000. It was like 1,900 and something, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it's my numbers are getting lower and lower, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But yeah, I did come back from Vegas. You were in DC.
Mm-hmm. I was in DC.
What's going on with DC?
I said hi to President Trump. He wasn't.
You and Trump pretty tight.
Oh yeah, we're homies.
Yeah, you guys are amigos.
Yeah,
Slap that fool up and down, freaking the White House.
He came on my super chat one time.
Is that right?
On the live video, yeah, it said Donald Trump, and I was like, man, this must be the real Trump.
Okay, well, you know what? I can't respect you if you're friends with Donald Trump.
No, I don't know the man, but it was pretty funny because I mean, I got there and I was like, man, this airport is ridiculously packed compared to it just kind of reminded me like that New York type of feeling to where it's just too crowded. There's too much like stuff going on in that one airport. I mean, Orlando was like chill, resort, everyone's like happy, Disney-like effect. And then DC was like total opposite.
I don't remember. I mean, last time I was in DC, that was about 10 years ago. I can't remember what the airport was like, but I mean, the city itself, I really enjoyed. The architecture, the history. Now, did you get a chance to take in the sites like the White House? Like seriously, like did you go to the White House? Did you go to like the I don't remember the memorial site in Virginia, but did you take in any of the sites?
Nah, maybe next time.
No,
No,
just outsourcing and just doing meetups.
Yeah, sourcing. We did kind of like a workshop. That was our first time doing something like that. And then after that we had like a little meetup. We did visit the casino though. Which was good. But
Did you gamble?
yes.
What'd you play?
Blackjack. Actually won this time because when I went to Tampa, I lost like $120. I didn't gamble a whole lot. But this one, I won like 300 something. So it was a little bit better.
What?
Kind of preparing myself for like Vegas, eBay Open stuff. We're going to see if you gamble. Did you gamble out there?
Oh man, yeah. Well, that's a good segue into my Vegas trip. Yeah. So we so I did go out to Vegas for the Licensing Expo, and bunch of people were there from the merch community. So I don't know if you know this or not, Glenn, but I'm like in a private chat group with a bunch of people. And I guess you can call it like a mastermind chat. People like Ken Reel and Matt Sheeran, his wife Erin, and there's a bunch of other people that's in that private chat. Anyway, and that's been going on for like almost a year. Finally got to meet some of these people. Like I met Matt before and his wife, right? But I got to meet some of these other people that I've been interacting. So people like Anas. Let's see who else. Kristen Harris I've met, but she was there as well. Just a bunch of Amanda Balcazar. Freaking our boy Jacob Topping was there. He's a hot mess.
I saw him like posting live. I think
dude, he's a freaking hot mess, man. You know what?
He was in the pool.
I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, he's a good friend of ours, but that guy is a freaking hot mess, dude. Seriously. But yeah, so I got to meet a bunch of people. Chris Green was out there. Obviously, Ken was there, considering he lives out there. So went to the Licensing Expo, and the main announcement was the merch collab. If you guys haven't heard by now, Amazon just announced on Tuesday that they released a new program within merch. It's called Merch Collab. Basically, in a nutshell, it gives real graphic designers, okay, let me say that again. If you're a real graphic designer, it gives you an opportunity to work with influencers, okay? People like Shane Dawson. I don't know, give me some names.
Shane was there though, wasn't he?
Shane was there, yeah.
That's cool. Did you meet him?
I didn't get a chance to meet him. I don't even know who the guy is. I'll be honest with you. I don't know anything about him except supposedly he does YouTube.
Yes, he's a YouTuber. Yes.
You know me, man. I don't do YouTube. I don't even like watching YouTube. Every now and then I'll jump on there, but that's not my thing.
Okay.
But yeah, so it gives a chance for collaborators and graphic designers to work together. So basically,
who else was there? I guess you want to throw out some names.
As far as who? Influencers or just
influencers? No, influencers.
I don't know. Who was there? I mean,
real graphic designers. Who can we work with? That's my question.
Well, that's the thing. So I don't have that full list. I registered.
Okay.
And in fact, as we speak, I just got. So what happens is you go onto Merch Collab, .amazon.com. You fill out the form saying that you're interested. They get back to you within a few days, and they ask you a bunch of other series of questions. So today I got the second set of questions, which I answered and resubmitted, and it said that I should be hearing back from them in a few days. But basically, from my understanding, there's a bunch of influencers on there. I don't know who they are. Again, I'm not a YouTube guy. I just know of Sean Dawson. Is it Sean or Shane?
Shane, yeah.
Shane Dawson. I'm sure there's a bunch of other people on there. But Rick and Morty, I do remember that.
Oh, nice.
But that's not YouTube, right?
No. It's a it's a cartoon, but
Right. I think I saw CrossFit in there. Don't quote me on that. I think I saw CrossFit, but it basically gives real designers an opportunity to work with some of these big names, and you just get a small percentage of the royalty, right?
What do the royalties look like, more or less? Would you say?
I don't remember. I think someone said it's 15%. But I don't know if that's 15% of the sale price or 15% of the royalty. I can't remember.
Okay.
I don't even know if that's accurate. So again, this is just something that I've heard. I don't know if it's accurate, but that's pretty much what Merch Collab is. So if you guys are moonlighting as freaking graphic designers on Fiverr and all these other booty ass sites, this probably isn't going to work out for you, because they're going to ask you a bunch of legitimate questions, asking you about your background, asking for your portfolio. So if you're one of those guys that's moonlighting as a designer and not a professional, just ain't gonna work for you.
Okay, interesting. And did you think it was worth it for you though? Like, is this something that you think you're gonna get into and really do, or do you think it's maybe like a side thing? Maybe
like I said, I've applied. I just received my second set of questions this morning, which I've already answered, resubmitted. But yeah, I mean, I guess, like I said, according to what I've seen and what I've heard, if and when you get approved, you log in, you get to see the list of all the people of influencers, and you kind of just pick and choose who you want to work with, make a design. If they approve it, great. If not, keep designing.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Sounds pretty cool. Something totally different.
Yeah, it's something different. It definitely tells us that Merch is thinking outside the box. It's been a good 2.5 years of just people putting up random stuff on Merch, but now they're giving us an opportunity to work with some big players as far as influencers.
How was I don't know, reception of it? Everyone in the merch community seemed pretty pumped about it, or just kind of like, it's kind of cool?
You know what? That's a good question, because I don't know. I mean, like, for me, it was exciting because I'm like, okay, well, now that gives me an opportunity to try and get more money, from approaching it from this angle. And I know there's a lot of, and I'm not picking on RJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a good friend of ours, but like, RJ is not a designer, right? This probably doesn't benefit the guy because he outsources everything.
Yeah.
Right. So, the response that I got was, he was just like, whatever, I guess. Right.
I guess, like you said, they're going to ask you different questions as far as your background goes. Did they ask you about education wise? And
they didn't ask about education, but they do ask for a portfolio. And it was funny because for me, you and I talked about this, right? Like, I haven't had a portfolio site. I never had a reason to have one.
Yeah, yours is still back in Stone Age. You had to like show your portfolio.
Pretty much, man. No, because I've always been employed, but I've been employed by Stanford for the past 13 years now, right?
Yeah.
I've never had a reason to have a portfolio site, and all the freelance work that I've gotten were all word of mouth, right?
Yeah.
So what I did for my website was, when they asked for a portfolio, I just sent them a link to my Etsy store, because all the stuff on there are original stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it's parody, I admit, but it's original work that I've done. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. It may or may not work, and if it doesn't work, That means I have to finish my portfolio site, which I have been working on for the local merch method. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, keep us posted. I want to see once you get accepted and everything that's going on.
But yeah, I mean, again, not to pick on anyone that's outsourcing, but this probably isn't going to work for you. Even if you guys do apply and get in somehow, and you're outsourcing designs for these big players like Rick and Morty, that's pretty dangerous, right? If you're outsourcing, if you get in and you're outsourcing designs for Shane Dawson and Rick and Morty and claiming that it's original work that you've done, that's pretty ballsy, man. I would not do something like that. Okay, it could jeopardize your account, and if you want to take merch seriously, I would highly suggest you guys don't do things like that.
I'm guessing like Star Wars, like.
Again, I don't know. I just heard. Like I said, Shane Dawson was there. I saw a list, and I think I vaguely remember seeing like CrossFit. I do remember Rick and Morty, and I'm sure there's a bunch, right? There's a bunch. You can sign up as an influencer, right?
Yeah. Okay.
They were saying if you have a following of 100,000 followers or more, you can sign up as an influencer. But yeah, so great opportunity for both influencers and real designers. But yeah, the Vegas trip was fun. I got to meet and hang out with our good friend Jason T. Smith.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's doing a little merch. He's not doing too much, but he hung out with us for a couple of days.
Tiki bar.
Bought RJ a drink. This dude got faded. Oh my gosh, I never had rum before. Oh my gosh, he was just acting a fool, man. We love RJ though, we love RJ, but apparently he never had rum before. He damn nearly passed out. Okay.
We should go. Was that one of the early days or was that one of the later days?
That was on when did I get in? I got in Monday. That was Tuesday evening. That was Tuesday. So I got in Monday evening, and I left Wednesday afternoon. Right. Okay. Oh, I never had rum. Oh, I got some pictures of him, man. He's not looking too good.
He faded into oblivion.
Dude, I should blackmail his ass. just post it all over the groups.
Did you guys stay at the same place?
Yeah, well, actually, Manny and I. You remember Manny Panetto? Yeah. I don't know if you ever met the guy, but Manny Panetto. Him and I got to know each other pretty good for the last several weeks. But we went, and then RJ had asked if he can stay with us, so we gave him the couch. And if you guys, you guys have to go back and listen to the episode that we recorded in Vegas. Which you said you'll have up here in a few hours.
Yeah, so let's tell everybody. Yeah, this is episode 82 that we're recording right now. Episode 81 was kind of like a late secretive episode that is available. You can listen to it. It's episode 81. We were late because we were both out of town.
We were both traveling, and this is actually, and you know what? I'm glad you brought that up because this is the first time in like 2 years that we haven't missed a week.
Yeah, I know.
That's a pretty freaking good track record, man.
It's super good track record.
Yeah. So we did miss the Monday mark of releasing the podcast, but we did end up recording one. It just hasn't been released yet. But when it does, and it'll probably, this is what, Friday, 2:20 my time. Hopefully it'll be up here, and it'll be up for you guys in the next couple of hours. But there's a funny story of us checking into the Airbnb. Did you hear that story yet?
No, I didn't hear it.
Okay, well, you got to go back and listen to it because it's nuts, man. For some reason, man, every time I'm on a plane, something crazy happens. I don't get it, man. Man. So go back and listen to that story of us checking into our Airbnb because it's pretty funny. It's actually really funny.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back.
But going back to the Vegas trip, yeah. So we So that's pretty much merch collab in a nutshell. I don't know. This is something you might want to consider.
Yeah,
Glenn.
sounds pretty cool. What about, did you contact Eric? I mean, he's a designer, but
Well, Eric. Okay, I don't know if I should be saying this or not.
okay.
He's actually been doing it for a while.
Ah, interesting.
Okay,
Because he was the first one I thought about once you mentioned.
He's actually been
Rick and
doing it for a while.
Morty.
So if you guys follow him on Instagram, he's been posting like pop sockets for like Rick and Morty like 2 months ago,
Yeah.
right? So this was definitely something that Merch was working on because he had early access to it. But yeah, so he's definitely doing it.
Okay, cool. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
We got to bring him on the show then after. Now we got to interview him about this.
Dude, I swear, dude, I chat with this guy every day. Okay, every day. And we just talk about how we can't get any sales. Our numbers are dropping. I'm doing a little better than he is. Yeah, we talk all the time, but yeah, we should get him back on the show.
Well, how has his numbers been looking now that he's doing this? Has it helped?
No.
Not really.
No, man.
Okay.
We'll
ask him. We'll ask him about that. Now
we'll ask him. Yeah, we'll get him back on the show here in the next few weeks. We'll talk to him.
What else was at this expo? Like, what else besides the merch side? What about just the licensing side? Period. What else was out there?
There's a lot of vendors, and we're talking big time vendors like Sega, I don't know, Nintendo,
Sony.
Give me something. Yeah, Sony,
NFL,
all
NBA,
these, NBA, okay, FBA, and all these people, Nike, Hustler Hacks. They were all there, and it's just an opportunity for people like us to go and approach them and try and work out some kind of a deal, a licensing deal. I did talk to this one vendor. I'm not going to mention who it is. Okay, it's one of the small time players.
Okay,
but the lady and I talked. She seemed really, really interested. She'd never heard of Merch by Amazon. Kind of surprising considering freaking Amazon was there giving a keynote about Merch by Amazon, but the lady never heard of it. Right. But she seemed really intrigued by the whole idea of not having inventory and having her product on Amazon and then Amazon taking care of everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we just collect the royalty, and obviously we split it. She seemed really intrigued. I have to email her this weekend. Yeah. So, but one thing I did learn was, as a small time player like myself, it was easier for me to approach like the small companies, right?
Yeah.
Like I'll never get an opportunity and to sit down and talk with companies like Nintendo or the NFL, right? Because they're working with the big dogs, right?
Yeah. I wonder how much I think that licensing is. As a family business, we've looked into it because I was like, man, I don't know how much that is. It is a lot of money. I'm trying to remember how much it was though.
Dude, well, Manny was telling me, because he has some knowledge on this, because he said his previous job, they used to license stuff with Disney all the time, and he said they would have to pay like $50,000 at minimum.
Minimum. Like it also depends like what type of item. Like it's a ridiculous amount.
Right. That's why I was going for the small time players. Right. So like I said, I'll give them a call. I'll keep my fingers crossed. But here's the thing. Every time I get excited about something like this, I get shot down and I get my freaking butt hurt. None of that anymore. I'm not getting my hopes up. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, you know what? I'll just keep plugging away and doing my thing. Let's see. So that was pretty much the expo, right? That's
how many days again? 3 or 2?
Dude, it went until like Thursday or Friday, but I left by Wednesday. You know how I feel about Vegas, man.
That's true.
I freaking don't like being in Vegas. That place is a dump. Actually, it's not. You know, let me clarify that. It's not even Vegas, right? Because it's the freaking Strip, right?
Yeah.
I hate being on the Strip, dude. It's there's piss infested bunch of freaking douchery going on the Strip, man. I don't like all that.
Oh man. Did the Jersey guys go?
No,
Oh, okay.
they weren't there. But yeah, so just clarification, I don't mind Vegas. I just can't stand the Strip.
Okay.
Um, okay, so let's talk about what I learned networking. Okay,
Networking. Okay.
dude. So this is what I learned. So everyone that I've talked to, right? They're like, Young, I understand you're trying to do everything on your own,
Mm-hmm.
but you need to scale up. So what I'm doing right now is now you guys heard me mention that I'm leveraging Penji. I'm still leveraging Penji. I'm using the hell out of them at the moment. Um, I just hired your brother,
Yes.
brother Hacks. You and I talked about this briefly a couple of nights ago. Um, so I hired your brother to do some designs. I'm now designing myself. Okay, I was taking a little hiatus, so I'm designing myself. So there's three streams of designs coming in now, and I'm at some point probably gonna reach out to my university and hire some more students like I did a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So I'm doing that because here's the thing. I mean, everyone that I've been talking to, everyone that I met that's doing merch, Glenn, they've been doing it for less than a year and they're like already on the 10, 12, 14,000 tier. Here I am doing it for the past 2 years. I'm only on the 4,000 tier. And,
Yeah.
I've been bitching about this for the past year now about how I should be making a lot more than $3,000 a month. Considering though, I've only had like 400 shirts live. So my ratio
Is good.
really good compared to most other people, but still, I mean, if I scale, imagine what my numbers would be like now, right?
Yeah.
So I'm
But I
really
mean,
right.
this at the same time goes in like every single platform that anyone else is doing out there. Like if you're doing YouTube, how are you going to scale up and do more? If you're doing eBay, how are you going to scale up and do more? Same thing with merch, putting more time, effort, and the more products you have, I mean, obviously the better. It's going to improve and you're going to scale up. But I think it's a matter of also deciding on what you want to do and do, I guess, go towards that. But in your case, you're working full time as well.
I am, but still, I mean, I just can't sit down and make any more excuses. So I'm outsourcing real designers. Okay, again, I emphasize that because ever since merch came out, all these designers just came out of the woodworks claiming that they're professional designers. It's nuts. Um, so I'm doing that. Um, let's see. We had and shout out to my dad, Ken Real. That bastard, for some reason, doesn't want to give me any royalties for my allowance, but I still love him. Um, but shout out to Ken and Chris Green because they organized it like an informal pop up meetup with the people with the people from Rich by Amazon.
Nice. Where was this
Yeah,
at?
this was at the on the third floor of the Mandalay Bay. Miguel was there, and for those of you guys that don't know, Miguel is the head of Merch by Amazon. He gave a short, brief presentation. Not even a presentation. Like I mean, it was like I said, it was a informal talk that we did like in the lobby of Mandalay Bay on the third floor. But just talked for like a couple of minutes, and then he had to leave. But I don't know if I'm even supposed to mention the name, but the head of Amazon content was there, and we had the opportunity to have a conversation with her, ask her questions. Um, you know what? I'm just gonna call her Sally. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention her name, but we'll just say
Okay.
Sally. Okay. I guess technically I can talk about it because we didn't sign any NDA or anything, but
Yeah.
just to be safe. But Sally, she's the head of Amazon content. But so we had a nice 30-40 minute conversation with her, just talking and have asking questions. And one thing I will say is this. Um, there were some great questions asked. Uh, she did again. I don't know if I'm even supposed to talk about some of this
This is your
stuff.
podcast. You can say whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, but at the same time, I want to respect Ken and Chris's relationship with Amazon. But again, I guess technically we can talk about it because there was no NDA that we had to sign. But they did say that at some point this year, hopefully, they are going to go international.
Okay.
They did say that. With AMS shut down, they're hoping sometime later this year they'll have a replacement for merch as far as AMS. Let's see, what else did they say? They said I personally asked about having new products, and they said it just depends on the data. Okay, they can't just say, "Oh, we want to, we want to have new products." It really just depends on their data, and it makes sense, right? As a business point, it makes sense. What is the data telling them, right? So it makes sense. Like Chris Green always says, Amazon is a data company. So they said, Sally said, based on data, it really just depends on if and when they'll have more products, and I'm sure at some point they will.
Yeah.
Let me see. I did ask her about VAs, okay, because this has kind of been in the gray area, and this is not that I use them. You know that I do everything on my own.
I know you, homie.
She said you can definitely outsource your designs, but the TOS, terms of service, says no one else can have the password to your account. That's what she said. You guys can interpret that however you want, but she said no one else can have the password to your account. So for those of you guys that are outsourcing uploaders, this came straight from Amazon. No one else can have the password to your account. Okay, that's what they told me.
Straight from the horse's mouth.
Straight from the horse's mouth. Let's see, and she, we got into a lot of, there were some great questions being asked. I asked her who Triple G Mavs is. She had no clue what I was talking about.
That's hilarious.
She looked at me like I was crazy. But let me see.
Was this like a public mic? Like you just go up and ask questions,
no,
or just
man,
like individual?
We were just like in the lobby of Mandalay Bay on the third floor. We stood in a circle. Sally was on one end of the circle, and we were just asking her questions.
Did you ask Sally if she had ever heard of Merch Minds podcast?
She did confirm. She is live and active in almost every Facebook group. So every time you guys say something crazy about Amazon, she sees all that. Right? Every time you guys are popping off talking about how Amazon is unfair, she sees all that.
That's good.
She did confirm that. Let me see. What else did she say? Rejections. Okay. She said, look, we all fear that we're gonna lose our accounts, because you know me, Glenn, that's my biggest freaking concern.
No,
that's my biggest fear, and it still is, man. But she said, look, no one's gonna get their accounts banned or suspended as long as you don't abuse the platform, right? I'm sure we all get rejections every now and then, but as long as you're not abusing it to the point where every damn design is freaking the Black Panther, the Pink Panther, Star Wars or Star Trek, right? Every now and then we make mistakes. For instance, lately it's been the whole classy thing, right? Every if your listing contains the word classy, Amazon's been removing it, but they're removing it because by law they have to remove it, right?
I don't even know this.
So she was saying, don't worry, you're as long as you're abiding to the rules and the TOS of Amazon, you will never get suspended unless you're seriously abusing the platform. That's what she said. However, it still scares the hell out of me, man.
Yeah. You should have been like, hey, my boy Glenn from Hustler Hacks got suspended, and I don't know why.
I almost brought that up, and she would have been
Okay.
like, "I don't know who the hell you're talking about."
Hey, it's worth a try.
But yeah. So and you know, there was a bunch of other things that we had talked about, but that was cool that Ken and Chris set that up for us to meet with the folks at Amazon. Um, yeah, so that was super cool.
Now,
Um,
I'm guessing there's also some other info that probably wasn't supposed to be said, but apparently RJ is the official hype man of a Seattle conference. So I just figured
I
throw
don't know
that
if
out there.
I don't know if he's the official hype man, but he's definitely hype about it. That's for sure.
Well, he was already talking about it, so I'm guessing that's
Yeah, well, it's been I don't know if it's been confirmed, but there's definitely talks about another conference in Seattle. Sounds to me like it's definitely going to happen.
we're not staying
Sometime
at that same Airbnb though.
same. We're
Me and
not.
you are going classy. We gotta stay at a really good hotel.
You want to get a hotel room this time?
Yeah, hotel, buffet.
Dude, I like the Airbnbs, man. You don't like it?
We slept like this. It's just weird. Like sleeping in the back of a random little house of someone else's regular house. Air conditioner didn't work. Blasting farts like crazy.
That was you. That
No,
was all.
that was both. No, that was both.
No, that was all
I
you,
heard 'em.
man. You dirty, filthy pig. That was
And
all
that
you.
just turned into a whole new thing. Couldn't even
Right?
breathe.
You just have a hot
Very
ass.
small. And
Blowing
yeah,
fire.
we gotta change this.
Man, I like Airbnb. Man, we'll talk about it when the time comes. But yeah, from what it sounds like, late September. If RJ is the official hype man, well, so be it. But yeah, um, so that's gonna happen in September. I highly recommend everyone. If you didn't get a chance to go last year, definitely go this year. I don't know if the guys are gonna cap it off or not. So we'll see. Um, let's see. Jacob Topping, my man,
Does he get a whole topic, a whole segment that we need to talk about?
dude, my dude. This dude is a freaking hot mess, man.
Why though? Tell us why.
Dude, he's talking all this wine. What is it? The ice wine mess.
Yeah.
He's doing Facebook lives, butt naked,
In the pool.
at the pool. Jesus, Jacob. Hey,
It just looked like he was enjoying life. I didn't see
hey, no, man. Hey, it's great, man. It's great. Like I said, I'm not saying this in a negative way. I've said that earlier in the show, but my goodness, man, he is a hot mess. Okay, he's a hot mess, but good guy. So here's the thing. We talked about as far as merch by Amazon, right? There's probably like 50 different ways you can approach merch by Amazon, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably even more than 50. And you heard the adage, throw spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'm throwing everything on the wall. I'm throwing spaghetti. I'm throwing lasagna. I'm throwing instant ramen. I'm throwing freaking Vietnamese pho noodles. I'm throwing give me what chow mein. I'm throwing everything on the wall because I'm gonna try to do everything until I get my numbers up. Whether it's local merch, whether it's doing the merch collab now. I'm trying to scale up. Obviously hiring your brother and Penji. I'm back designing again, and I'm just gonna try everything because you know what? After having talked to everyone, my numbers should be within. Look, man, I'm 2 years into this, man.
Yeah.
Dude, my numbers should be no less than $6,000 a month right now. Seriously, right? So I'm just throwing everything on the wall, and then whatever works, I'm just gonna try and expand on it.
I think what would have to be done is just like an actual game plan of like what you're planning to do, how many you're planning to upload every single day, what number you have to reach. What is your goal number? 10,000?
Well, like I said, 10's always been my ultimate goal, right?
Yeah.
10's always been my ultimate goal. But I mean, if I can still consistently do 5,000 a month, hey, that's great. But
Yeah.
10, like I said, that's always been my ultimate goal. Um, So, but like I said, man, I'm throwing everything on the wall, man. I threw a few hamburgers on the wall last night. That didn't work. I just lost my damn dinner for doing that.
Threw poo on the wall.
Oh man, I'm doing everything, man. But Glenn,
Yes, sir.
people are asking about you, man.
I knew we were gonna get to this point.
What's up, dude? People are asking about you. They're like, "What's up with Glenn? Is he not interested in merch anymore? What's the deal? Tell us, man? What is it?"
I'm working on a lot of stuff.
What are you doing?
Here's the thing. So YouTube, I am taking somewhat of a. I'm not leaving because I still have to upload videos, but I'm not gonna do as many videos as I did. I'm gonna focus more on quality. So like this week, I also, since I was traveling, I didn't do any videos Tuesday through Thursday, which was only 2 videos this week. So I'm trying to limit it down to like 2 to 3 videos a week. So that has to change for me.